This title may or may not be an exaggeration. I may be just capping. I know you guys are gonna cook me for this like you did with the Zoro video, but Zoro's one, I wasn't really lying, bro. That shit is 100% happening. And you guys seen my vision. Some of you, let me clarify. But for this video, I'm not as confident, but there are some possibilities. So let's talk about how Sanji may reach Admiral level post Elbaf. Trust me, it will make a lot more sense if you just hear me out. Oh, and my Sanji bros that want Sanji videos, I expect the most from you guys when it comes to supporting the videos. So you guys know what you got to do. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We cover all things and everything Sanji related, especially when he gets even a singular panel in a new chapter. Like we'll talk about that shit because that shit's cool, because we love that boy. Even if there isn't, like right now, we'll still make up some shit, you know what I mean? So with the Zoro video, I started it by talking about current Zoro and where he stands in the verse and how he could make that jump to Yonko level at the end of Elbaf. With Sanji, as you can tell, his jump will be a little bit harder to make because, dare I say it, he's weaker than. I'm not even gonna utter those words because it doesn't get me any credibility anyways. People are still gonna call me biased and I glaze Sanji and I don't like Zoro and all I am is a biased Sanji fan. He can't see that Zoro's this strong. He's a fucking idiot. So you guys will never get that satisfaction again. But with Sanji's case, I do see more room to grow than Zoro, from what I can theorize at least. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen because obviously Zoro needs to grow more for what he needs to achieve. But from what I can tell and what I can theorize, I can see more ways for Sanji because I'm not fucking Oda. Oda has his own plans with Zoro that I can't see right now. Sanji as it stands right now is around that mid first commander level, like, you know, the mid ones that ain't too strong, that aren't too weak either. Like I'm talking about Marco, the Marcos, the Kings, you know, those type of guys. Granted, I have him stronger than both of them, but it would still be a really difficult fight for Sanji. But as you can see, for him to be Admiral level, you will need to jump all the way to that Green Bull tier, or shit, maybe even that Rayleigh tier, because Rayleigh might be able to whoop that boy's ass on a good day. Maybe if Haki gives him some, motivates him, you know what I mean? So I got my work cut out for me. So let's talk about how Sanji could possibly move up each level and reach that level at the end of Elbaf. I expect this arc to be a very big one, and Oda progresses the Straw Hats a lot, especially the Monster Trio. That's why I think Oda highlights the Monster Trio so heavily this arc and how strong the previous Monster Trio was, and I'm talking about obviously Roger, Gabon, and Rayleigh. Oda highlights Gabon's strength amongst those other two and portrays them as individual powerful legends in their own right that also do stand shoulder to shoulder together. Oda is trying to give us a glimpse of how he wants to establish the Monster Trio in the verse and the people they will surpass. So for Zoro and Sanji and Luffy, he of course, like always, will give them the most progression, but also give them progression that gets them closer and closer to their Roger pirate parallels. With Sanji, it's even more the case because the guy he's meant to surpass is in the arc, showing us the level that Sanji needs to surpass. This arc will be very long and drawn out due to the years of foreshadowing, the significant lore it will cover, and the major characters and plot points involved. So in my opinion, giving the Monster Trio many battles and chances to grow is very likely. Also, it being the arc that's right before the Straw Hats probably directly chase the One Piece, meaning they most definitely will probably need a dramatic strength boost. It's interesting because Sanji is someone who needs to develop extremely well observation Haki at some point in the series, since that's his specialty Haki, which he could very well do this arc. But there's also the whole Conqueror's Haki situation thing going on, so I don't know which one will be the focus. But there's the emphasis on observation Haki being Gabon's specialty and him being very proficient with observation Haki. There's also an emphasis on Luffy's observation tapping into something new when he was able to pinpoint Chopper falling into the underworld. Maybe this is an arc focused on observation Haki as well, not just Conquerors. Since the Holy Knights are able to conceal their presence, no one but Gabon's supreme observation Haki was able to sense them. If Sanji is going to fight one of the Holy Knights, which we presume, this might be necessary. Sanji's base observation Haki is already at a pretty good level, and since it's easiest for him to train, him tapping into a higher form of observation Haki rather quickly is rather believable. And that's the easiest route for Oda to power up Sanji. He already has his whole observation when it comes to women. That's just ridiculous, but we're talking about his standard observation he can use on any enemy. So I'm not gonna lie to you, Sanji with future sight potentially or a greater level of observation Haki could put him on a tier even greater than Marco and King. Now with the buff that all the Sanji fans know he's gonna get, it's Conqueror's Haki. I don't think I need to explain why he's gonna get it for the millionth time on this channel. To keep it simple, to fight the Holy Knights you need Conqueror's Haki. Sanji is Luffy's left hand and one of his main fighters. They are going to fight Holy Knights right now and Gorosei in the future. He he needs to help Luffy because they already are handicapped with 7 other Straw Hats who can't. Oda hits at Sanji getting Conqueror's Haki when he has Gabon censor his answer to Sanji and makes him have this mysterious reaction. Gabon has Conqueror's Haki. Just get off Sanji's dick, man. Stop being so hard-headed. There's no made-up criteria that disqualifies him from getting it. That's all your headcanon. Oh, but he didn't show kingly ambitions. Oh, he didn't show this. He didn't show that. He doesn't have this. You know how many people you can use that logic for? It's all headcanon. There's no set criteria to have Conqueror's Haki. There's just some things that make it more likely if you show them. If anything, he's shown more of those qualities, so just stop. It don't make sense. So yeah, Sanji unlocking it would obviously level him up tremendously. Whether it's to strengthen him in a new way to counter the Holy Knights, or if it's advanced Conqueror's Haki. This one is kind of tricky. That's why I don't think the counter would necessarily be specifically advanced Conqueror's Haki, so Sanji won't need the coding. But if it is required, Sanji getting it would be pretty hard, simply because Sanji would need to understand the concept of Ryo and flowing your Haki. How he learns that is the question, and to be honest, I don't know. But with this arc's trajected length and the current circumstances of Emu being an Elbaf, I personally think the Straw Hats don't take an immediate victory. There could very well be a training arc or a grace period where they actually learn how to counter the Holy Knights and Emu. But fuck all of that shit. I'm pretty sure Oda is going to tie in a theme he's been building up since pre-time skip, being the power of love as a method to power up Sanji's Haki, specifically Conqueror's Haki. Oda has made Sanji spam the power of love in the arc right before this one, and also ties Sanji's parallel to the power of love as well. He's making it something very important with Sanji's character right before his next big development. A better explanation that makes this very possible to me to get advanced Conqueror's Haki even is if Oda ties it with the power of love. Sanji's core Haki being at its peak is already tied to the power of love. When Sanji wants to protect a woman or search for one, his observation heightens and peaks to extreme levels that allows him to sense any woman on his radar and what state they are currently in. His observation literally becomes top tier when he's using his love for women. Sanji's passion is also tied to his flames. The more passionate and angry he gets, his flames get hotter. Since the power of love is most likely a testament to your will, the greatest manifestation of Sanji's power of love could very well be his Conqueror's Haki. I made a whole 3-part series of this theory. Check it out. I also describe why the power of love is basically Haki. I mainly say this because of Sanji fighting Summers. Summers is a person who punishes the more you love. Sanji, being the man most likely to fight him, would have his love tested. I also explain why he's probably gonna fight Summers in those videos. And since the main theme of the power of love is that it conquers all, Sanji would have to manifest his love to the highest degree in order to nullify Summers' love punishing thorns. Love overcomes the power to punish love, is what Oda could be cooking. Sanji unlocking Conqueror's Haki and tapping into more of the power of love, which is already the most OP power in One Piece, if you couldn't tell by the way by Kuma's whole existence to why he's even alive right now, would already put Sanji up another tier again. Now, if you guys been a fan of this channel, you know what Sanji getting advanced Conqueror's Haki could mean. Hey man, I'm low-key tweaking right now. I'm not gonna lie. With these power-ups, I need to chill because Oda is definitely not gonna give Sanji everything right now, or how else would this guy get stronger in the future? Where Sanji is right now is 100% where I know Sanji will most likely be at the end of Elbaf, right under that top tier level, where he can give Green Bull a difficult fight, but not be able to really push him to the point where it's an extreme diff. But if, and this is a big if Sanji uses that advanced Conqueror's Haki to strengthen his flames to unlock new flames, I might just put him up there, bro. Sanji can tap into hotter flames, but his body needs to be able to withstand it. Artemin Haki and his exoskeleton was able to let him use Ifrit Janbe. The only thing possible to let Sanji withstand even hotter flames is if he coats his leg with Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki properties being black could result in Amaterasu black flames or purple flames or whatever. Upgraded flames with the power of love and advanced Conqueror's Haki while being a speed demon, yeah, and that boy even having potentially observation Haki gas too, getting that upgraded, yeah, have that boy cooking Green Bull. Probably, I won't lie to you. But yeah, minus the higher flames, everything we talked about is my prediction for Sanji that puts him right under that Green Bull level. But if he gets that, then he's frying him. Sanji needs to develop really good Haki when it's all said and done, especially since Gabon is a Haki master, and he needs to at least replicate some type of good Haki to the degree of Gabon. I think this is the arc where he does that. I think this is the arc where Sanji gets the highest boost in strength, and Zoro as well, and Luffy as well, that they ever gotten in the entire series. So yeah guys, that's it. Make sure you guys take the time to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.